will be over. 17-point comeback complete. And there it is. The 49ers go to the Super Bowl.
Good morning to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shift. If you're at work, what is happening? Good morning to YouTube and Twitch. Brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union, the smart choice for low auto rates and super simple online application process. It is a Monster Monday. You know what it is. It's brought to you by First 5 California. To learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress, go to first5california.com. Maybe at halftime, Shasky, I should have went to first5california.com because in the first half, nothing went right. The first minute, 42, Detroit goes right down the field. Boom, 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 boom. Jamison Williams going into the end zone high step, and I'm thinking, oh boy, the Lions came to play. Then a few minutes later, boom, 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 boom. They're up 14-0. You're thinking, how are the kittens in this football game punking us? Then it's 24-7 at half. And we had to make a prayer. You had to get out of knee. Maybe you had to take a walk. Maybe you had to hit some weed. You had to do something to get your mind right. Because the Niners did something that no other team in NFL history has ever done. And that's rally from a 17-point deficit in a title game. What a win. The Niners are going bowling. They're going to Sin City. They're going to Las Vegas, baby, to take out the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl at Shasky. I know I'm long-winded here, but we talked about this journey back in late July at the Hilton Hotel. We said the journey is going to lead us to Las Vegas. Now, how do we get there? You're going to need a little bit of everything. And the Niners needed a little bit of everything, including some Purdy magic. Damn it, we're going to the bowl, and I don't know how I'm surviving this morning. Really don't.
Think about I wore this sweatshirt a year ago, this same Monday. I was devastated.
Oh, I see. I switched it up.
Devastated.
I made sure to not wear anything that I wore in Philadelphia.
I did. I'll never forget seeing Brock go down the way he did in that NFC Championship game, and to walk into that Philadelphia radio station that next day where you were ready to fight anyone and everybody. It was a tough offseason to swallow. Oh. And to see how that first half was playing out yesterday, I was like, maybe this just isn't our time. And I thought this was our year. I thought everything broke our way during the regular season. You had one of the great quarterback performances ever in a Niner uniform from Brock Purdy. And then the playoffs happened, and they had 2 ugly games. But somehow, some way, they flipped the script, and we're going to Las Vegas.
We're going to
go up against what might be the greatest quarterback who ever lived.
You know what?
This is incredible.
It's not supposed to be easy. The Green Bay game wasn't easy. That game last night certainly wasn't easy. The Super Bowl, you know what? It will not be easy at all. But when we talked about this journey, me and you sat down with Sam Lubman there, and Tim Jordan was engineering, and we're at the Santa Clara Hilton Hotel getting ready for a new season. And it was a nice sunny day. We had some fans there. It was the 2 cute girls. The woman who worked at Stanford, Filipino guy. You remember who we were talking about? They were right there. They're diehard roasters. They know, we forget names on the show.
I know.
We meet a lot of people.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So we're sitting there. No, he's lying. He's capping. I know.
No, the little girls came in with pom-pom outfits.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah,
outfits.
They were awesome.
Yeah, they were sweet.
They were awesome. And we talked about the journey, how we're setting the tone for training camp, and how we're opening up training camp. And we're talking about the best duo we had at wide receiver since T.O. and Jerry Rice. And you know what? Those 2 guys showed up yesterday. Brandon Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel was 50-50 to play. Well, he told us on Friday, ain't no restrictions. No restrictions.
Nothing's going to top the catch. We all agree, right? It's the end of the game. It's when, you beat America's team. You spark the dynasty. There's the VD catch, the Vernon Davis post, which was as good as it gets.
Right.
But that was in, the divisional round.
Right.
You had the wild card game with T.O. where he caught that pass. Again, the wild card. Is the Aiyuk catch? It's not the catch, okay? It's not Dwight Clark. Is that the best NFC Championship game catch since the catch? I'm asking out loud.
I mean, what would beat it? What would be it? Because Jimmy only threw it 8 times in 2019 NFC Championship
That
game.
the Aaron Donald strip sack catch by someone else.
It's got to be.
Think about how many just this last couple of years. You had Jaquiski Tart standing in the middle of the field. We had a chance. We were up 10 against the Rams, up 10 with a chance to beat the Rams in SoFi to go to the Super Bowl. And Jaquiski Tart misses an interception.
Drops it.
Right through his hands.
And on the video board at SoFi Stadium, they kept the camera on Jaquiski Tart, and he's sitting on the turf with his hands down as Rocco and I are bent over in our seats, as every other 49er fan was. And you just knew, with all the heartbreak and all the...
There's no way we were coming back.
Because the next play, Odell Beckham catches a pass at 30 yards, and Jimmy Ward late hits him, and it's 15 yards tacked on, and you get a 45-yard swing.
The next year, you go to Philadelphia, you lose your quarterback on the first series. And then yesterday, you're getting dominated in the first half. I was ready to be like, maybe we're just cursed. Maybe this just isn't going to happen. Maybe this is just like we're overrated this roster, this coach, this quarterback, this team. Just like, and then
we are front runners, right?
And then the third quarter happened. I'm telling you, man, it's one of the great third quarters in the history of the 49ers.
Is it the greatest comeback in 49er history? Because, you could talk about the wild card against the Giants, but again, wild card. They got smoked the next week in Tampa Bay that year.
It's this and the Kaepernick one. And here's what I would say. The Kaepernick one gets forgotten again in Atlanta because you didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Super Bowl comeback was a good one, too. You know, they had no business coming back in that game.
They did.
The lights went out, and then they came back.
Right.
But you lost. And I think for this to be remembered that way, Bonte, when it's 20 years down the road, they got to beat Mahomes. Which sucks. But right now, God, what a win.
You got to beat Mahomes. We'll get there. But we talked about this journey, Shaska. We'll get to the lines in just a second. 888-957-9570. By the way, tune in at 8:55 this morning. 8:55, I have a special giveaway.
Ooh.
Create out the special coin that will be used for the Super Bowl coin toss before the game. If you want to win one of those coins, make sure to tune in to the roast at 8:55 to find out how to win. 8:55 will do that. Little special Super Bowl coin. Anyway, but we talked about the journey. Christian McCaffrey, all-time running back. Now, we haven't even got to McCaffrey, really. Most consecutive playoff games with one or more touchdowns in franchise history. He's got 5 games in the playoffs for the 49ers. He's got a touchdown in every single game. All right, players with 50 or more yards from scrimmage or one or more touchdowns in each of their first 6 career playoff games in NFL history. Well, Christian McCaffrey's right behind Terrell Davis and Marcus Allen. I mean, this guy had an all-time game that we haven't even talked about yesterday. 20 carries, 90 yards, and at the end of the first half, he was talking that talk.
Yeah, he was.
Because he felt like Detroit was being a little too aggressive there. Christian McCaffrey was in his bag. Holy smokes, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Aiyuk, and then there's Purdy magic. Because we always talk about the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get all the criticism when we lose. And we got on Brock Purdy last week. We did. But Brock Purdy in back-to-back second halves. That's our quarterback, man. We got to embrace him. We got to embrace him.
The scramble, and then the guts and just the courage to dive forward the way he did. I mean, the guy wanted it. He laid it all on the line.
Do folks now understand? I hope folks are with me now when I say this. He is 60 minutes away from having one of the greatest stories in North American sports history. In all of North American sports history. Brock Purdy. You want to talk about Kurt Warner?
It's the best underdog story in Bay Area history.
Bay Area history? Might be the best underdog story in history.
But let's just go Bay Area. Lincecum was a top 10 pick, even though he was small and slight and all those things. Steph, top 10 pick. And those were underdog stories.
This guy was the last pick in the NFL draft.
The only guy that comes close to me is Dwight Clark, 10th round pick. And Dwight Clark, God rest his soul, one of the great, most iconic players of all time. This is the quarterback.
It's the quarterback.
And Dwight's 87 is retired for a reason.
Dude,
but you get where I'm going?
No, seriously. I mean, this guy.
Draymond Green.
There was never a Mr. Relevant to ever throw a pass.
I know.
In a football game, in a regular season game.
Draymond Green was, and is one of the great underdog stories. 2nd round pick. But the last pick in the draft.
No, I'm telling you, forget the Bay Area. Let's not limit ourselves to the Bay Area bubble.
It's unreal.
Because what people do around the nation, this is why people around the nation disrespects the Bay Area. Forget the Bay Area. Think about the country. All right? Kurt Warner, Tom Brady. If this little joker wins one, in a couple weeks in Las Vegas, Brock Purdy, it could be the greatest story in North American sport history. It's in the top 10. And you can talk swimming, gymnastics. You want to talk basketball. You want to talk baseball. You want to talk soccer. It's up there with he's Mr. Irrelevant.
I know.
And he has ice water in his veins, man. This guy's got a clutch gene. It is what it is. Everybody, Ed Killian wrote their article about them being front runners, and we want to see it when they come back. Well, Ed, I love you, Ed. How about them apples now? They've showed you in back-to-back games that this guy can come back. Down 17, no problem. Down in the fourth quarter, down 7 against the Green Bay Packers, nothing's going well. Well, how about this 12-play, 69-yard drive to win the football game? It's going to be the greatest story in North American sport history if he outduels Patrick Mahomes in Las Vegas. We're going in with the last pick of the NFL draft against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, maybe the greatest talent to ever play the position.
And everybody's going to be on Mahomes. That's fine. I love the Bay Area against the world. I love the Bay Area.
And don't forget Nick Bosa, who was, man, we ripped Nick Bosa up and down. I thought Nick Bosa's second half was a vintage Nick Bosa. He was incredible.
Now, I will say the Brock Purdy documentary, if he wins the Super Bowl. Hey, Brock, man, just let's get back to Higgin and not disclose any clips about Brock Purdy for the show, please.
I watched him in Iowa State.
I'm happy with Brock Purdy.